Well. Good evening, everybody. Your guys back here, Dcot and Reggie, king of the troll sites.
King of the trolls.
We're gonna have a little bit of fun today, as always. But as you know, we always got to take care of some housekeeping things first. I want to thank our sponsors, Matt Gaddis, State Farm Insurance, all your life, health, auto, 401k, renters insurance. He's your guy, 317-894-3865. Next up, Wire to the Nines, all your in-home wireless, light wires, cameras, internet connections. Wire to the Nines is your spot. Last but not least, Bigsy Sports Grill. My guys over at 7802 Brookville Road. They got good wings, is what I heard. They've got nice beverages, what I know. And it's really close to the east side of I-465. So go out and see my friends at Bigsy's. Tell them Daryl sent you. They may give you a 1% discount on something. They may do something like that. So just want to share that with you.
So what do the burgers taste like at Bigsby's?
I couldn't tell you, man. I mean,
you can tell me.
I couldn't tell you.
You just told me the wings were good.
I heard they were good. But I'm just saying.
I told me they were good.
I can't speak to the burgers, but I'm sure they are good though.
Okay.
So with that said, since you want to start trolling me already, let's start talking about this college football world. College basketball world that we're in right now. We got a lot going on.
Man, it's been great, man. Watching the Duke game, man. Who were they playing? Damn, I just had it on top of my tongue, and I just got to do. Oh yeah, man. You know, I put a post out there that I hate Duke, and I don't really like Michigan, but I hate Duke more, man. But it was a great game, and there's been a lot of great games, man. I was watching BYU and who was BYU? Boy, everything's slipping my mind now. Well,
that's okay. That's okay. I know what you're talking about. Don't worry.
Yeah. But the guests don't know what I'm talking about. So I was watching the BYU and the who was BYU playing? Oh my goodness.
Tell me about the game.
BYU, it was a good game. It was a great game, man. I'm moving on from the guy from Kansas, man. AJ's my guy, man. AJ's my guy. And I've watched.
Why are you moving on from Darren?
Because Darren, man, he checks himself out of the game, man. He's like, he really don't want to be there. The NBA needs to come up with some way where if these players don't want to go to college, they can go to the G League for a year and get some time there and also get a little bit more money, you know. He just seems disinterested. You were the first one to point it out to me. I thought he was truly hurt, but it looked like he checked himself out of the game to me, and it was done after that, you know. So I just don't understand exactly what's going on. I know Corey's going to chime in here in a minute and probably agree with us.
But here's the thing, man. Like I said 5 weeks ago, now everybody's on it. I don't think it's ever been about his physical ability. It's a money thing, because when they interviewed his coach last week, he says, "Well, I thought he was good to go." So that tells me right there, if your coach is saying he felt you were good to go, he felt you were good to go. It's really that simple.
Did he say something about he hadn't got paid all of his money? That's why he checked out of the game?
I ain't buying that. I'm not buying that. See, that's what people start getting these rumors going. No, there's no credible source I've seen that says anything close to that. No.
Okay. So I would hope he's not.
That sounds like some Sportskeeda or something like that. Something one of those troll groups that would do.
Well, you know, you got to check into every report, just like, you know, the guy with Major League Baseball who got called up. I know we don't like to talk about them different things, but I didn't believe that report was true. And I've had about 4 people tell me that report was true, that he was messing around with his sister-in-law. How do you mess around with your sister-in-law?
Hey, this ain't Young and the Restless, man. I
know, man. I know, man.
Because here's the thing. Because until the dust is settled, we don't know, right?
Right.
But I get it. But it's just one of those things, man, where there's a lot of outlets that are sharing a lot of bad information. I'm gonna give you an example. You know, so I know you love Purdue so blankly blank much.
I love hold it.
One of their sports sites.
Hold it before you go any farther.
Okay.
I'm biased. I'm biased towards all the Indiana
beyond
schools.
Bias. The show is gonna be changed to true bias with a little true bias without bias. So listen,
I could be a little bit of both.
there was a report, a Purdue report, that stated one of my favorite Pacers had passed away. I'm not going to say his name, but it wasn't true. My guy, Mark Monteith, confirmed it for me. And they posted this out for all to see. This is going everywhere. So we got to be careful of taking information that people post and taking it as fact. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Got to vet it. Yeah, I try to go with 3 sources. That's what I try to go with.
Right.
So,
and you got to, because everything on the internet you can't believe. Like, people believe that you're a pescatarian. You can't believe everything.
I'm a pescatarian, and that's what it is.
No, just you're like a pescatarian. That's what you are. But yeah, they believe that you actually don't eat meat. I don't know what you did to Alabama and some of these guys. No, man. No, we ain't gonna go there. But I agree. You need more than one source when you confirming concerning what's going on. You should talk about it. So
any conversation about that has got to be vetted. But let's get back to your bias, because I know you got a whole lot of bias wrapped up with this Purdue thing. I'm sure you want to talk about Purdue and other things as well. So I
like all the Indiana schools. I'm a little upset that the Ball States and the Butlers and the Indiana States are not playing very well right now. But I'll go with Purdue. You had me going there for a while. They had a couple of good number 1 wins and stuff. But then you turn around and you lose to Northwestern. You turn around and you lose to Purdue. Well, they beat Purdue once. I know you were happy about that. I didn't have a dog in the fight because I like both teams.
Anytime Purdue loses, I'm happy. It doesn't matter who they play against.
Yeah. Well, you can't be happy now because the way Purdue is playing, I think Michigan State's in for a world of trouble now.
Are we betting on like Purdue has you owe me $3. You owe me $3 at this point, by the way.
Name the $3 I owe you.
I'm not going to get into it right now because gambling's illegal. But you owe me $3. You want to bet another $1 on Michigan State, Purdue?
No, I'm not going to bet that. But Purdue has their swagger back at this moment. No, now, there's a lot of teams that Arizona struggled last night winning their game. That's who Baylor played, Arizona. And they struggled at Baylor. I really thought Baylor was going to pull it out last night, and it was a great game. I'm just so happy to see all these college games being competitive. I'm happy to see Miami, Ohio is undefeated still. Even though they haven't really played anybody, I don't care. You still got to get them guys a higher seed than 11.
You got to beat whoever's in front of you. You got to beat them. Those guys that are playing, they have no chance to pick their schedule.
I agree. And
line them up, knock them down.
You got to think about this, Cot. March Madness. We've said this the last 2 shows. You said on your show, Cot's Corner. March Madness is going to be unbelievable this year because you can get beat in the first round or you can get beat in the Final Four, man. There's going to be a lot of upsets that I'm predicting right here now. And I also want to say that what we're going to do is I'm going to get it together because I know you're too lazy to do it. I don't know if I'm doing it on Yahoo or ESPN Sports, but I'm going to put a bracket together and we'll put it out on Game Time Network. And if anybody wants to get in, this will be like friendly. We won't do any money. We'll do it friendly.
Jelly beans.
Jelly beans, yeah. And we'll see, who's the best. I'll make sure to cross town guys, JB and Reef understand. And then I'll put it out there because I've had a few people ask me about the brackets. But college basketball is really, really good right now. And another thing I want to hit on the NIL, how it affects basketball and football differently.
It's a big difference, right?
Oh yeah. In football, in basketball, you're getting a lot of moving around too. I want to know if the kids are there. If I'm bringing somebody in on the NIL deal, are you here for the money or you here to try to win a championship? That's what I need to know first. And then we can go from there. If you're good enough, then yeah, I'm going to pay you and get you in there because everybody's paying. That's what you're going to have to do to compete now. But I can see football is already going that way. Like women's basketball, college basketball. Women are staying in college basketball longer now because they're making more money in college basketball than they would in the pros. I can see that happening for football, where a kid's making $1 million. What's a rookie contract, in the second round? I might as well stay in college and make this money if you're not, a top 5 or top 10 pick and make this extra money here. Then I'll, worry about moving out, and hopefully you don't get hurt doing it. But you got to look for your long-term future nowadays. So in basketball, I see that all these kids are the one and dones of the freshman class this year, from the freshmen from Illinois, from the freshmen from North Carolina, from the freshmen from Duke, from the freshmen. I mentioned so many freshmen that are balling out, man, this year, man. I can't even name them all. Man, really, I think the top 20 picks could be great picks. But I know who I want the Pacers to take. I want them to take AJ. That's who I want.
I know you loving that, and I agree with you, right? I'm with you. When the Pacers get the number 1 pick, they probably will pick AJ, right? But but it doesn't stop with AJ. It's 10, 12 deep. You talked about Arizona just a moment ago. Arizona's best player is out for the next week and a half. Koa Pete.
Yes, I saw that.
So you're talking about a guy, and I don't like to get into crazy projections, but you're talking about a guy that's probably in the neighborhood of 10 to 15, right? The guy he's been out since last week, and it looks as though he's going to be out this weekend as well. You got these guys that are talented, and here's why I say to this with all these freshmen, NBA, college basketball, y'all get together and say, listen, if you're good enough to go right out of high school. You can do any job you want in this country right out of high school, pretty much. You're eligible. They got to take you. Don't be wrong, but you're eligible. What's happening is with the situation with Darren Peterson. Darren Peterson is too doggone good to be sitting out there playing basketball at Kansas. But the thing is, the rule says you got to stay a year out of high school. And of course, you're going to go and get your money for a year. But these guys are good enough. If they're good enough to go, if tennis players at 14 are old enough to go pro, why can't a young man who's 18 be old enough to go pro in the NBA? Sorry, man.
Basketball and football are totally different than tennis. They're totally different than golf. These are physical sports. How many pros? How many of them go pro for hockey? I need to look that up. I don't know. Hockey is a brutal sport too.
But it's a professional sport. And my point being is you're wasting these young men's time by having them go through this. They're not going to class. They're not sitting in class. And you see what's happening with the Darren Peterson situation. His teammates are getting tired of the situation. Other teammates are probably getting tired of the situation across the country if it comes to that. But it's not.
I blame the coach.
I'm okay with
I blame the coach. That's where the coach should step in and say, hey, you got to set an example for your teammates. You
coach ain't got no power in the damn college basketball. What the hell are you talking about? That player is making $3 million, $4 million. These guys are telling the coaches when they're going to go in. Reggie, coaches don't have any power.
I've just seen Darren do that. I hadn't seen all of them do that.
No. So they have the power. These guys are sitting out. Reggie.
Yeah. I don't think
coaches.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think the NBA should. I mean, they talked about this in the Amazon Prime ABA. The NBA wants you to be 4 years in, and the ABA said, "No, you can come straight in and come into the ABA trying to get the players." So they're still having this problem nowadays with the recommendation. Some players they may be ready skill wise, but physically wise, they're not ready, and they're not ready in football. There's not. I don't know any freshman that could go to the NFL and dominate. Now, you name me one, then I'll shut up.
The NFL is a collision sport. Basketball is not a collision sport, man.
So these are just as big. These are grown men. You're not playing against everybody. Just like everybody's
come in. Reggie, do you realize Cooper Flagg's 19 years old and he was dominating?
He's a rarity. How many Cooper Flaggs are out there?
That's what I'm telling your ass. What I'm saying, if you're good enough to be that dude, be that dude. If you're not, you go to college, do your thing, stay a year, 2 years, or whatever. But many of these players, Darius Acuff Jr. should never step foot on Arkansas University playing court.
I know that you like to give Arkansas shots out. Dollar Bill got you kind of.
Here's your problem. Here's your problem with your bias. You don't see it because you don't like Arkansas, and that's fine. But
Arkansas had a good win the other day. I made a post. Good win, Arkansas.
Wow.
They played a good game.
That's really nice. That's so nice of you to do that, Reggie. Yeah. Nothing like stating the obvious, huh?
Right. It was a good win. That was a truth. Yes, that wasn't a bias. If it was a bias, I would have said it was a stinky win. They shouldn't have won the game. Blase, blase, blase. Just like I'm gonna say with IU. I love IU, but I beat up on IU because
you don't love IU.
Stop lying. I love IU. I was happy.
You don't love IU.
I like every school in Indiana, but I love Southern University. So
I don't care. You can't tell me you like Purdue.
The shooter,
I don't want to hear that.
the coach's son, I can never pronounce his name, was fouled with 2 seconds on the clock, and the refs didn't call the call. And I would have went ballistic. I would have went Tom Landry ballistic, like when he went ballistic with Reggie Jackson. He was fouled on the career 3 shot. He should have 3 shots.
Lasorda. You mean Lasorda?
Yeah, Tommy Lasorda.
Reggie Jackson was safe that night. Reggie Jackson was safe that night. You realize that?
He was not. Let's keep on subject. We're not going to get off the sidetrack today.
You brought it up.
I'm just saying. That was an analogy. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Reggie Jackson was out, and he interfered. So, Tommy Lasorda went crazy. So, I'm going crazy on that. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. But these NIL deals, I agree. There's going to have to be some rules set up. I don't know if I necessarily agree with a salary cap, because if I'm Peterson, Darren, whatever his name from Kansas, I know they're selling T-shirts with my name on it, so I need a higher percentage of the cut. But there's got to be some kind of agreements that you stay 2 years, if you're getting top dollars. In football, I think the jumping around playing for 5 teams in 5 years, I think that's going to have to be regulated a little bit. Now, if the coaches leave, I think the players should be able to break their contracts and leave. Look at Cincinnati. He has it in his contract. His buyout drops if the president or the athletic director changes. So it drops into half for him to get out of his contract.
That's the negotiation piece. Just you talking about these.
But there needs to be. Everybody needs to have the same ground rules. Everybody needs the same ground rules.
The framework, I get that, but what players can negotiate can't be limited. We're not going to limit that. Wherever that player can get, he or she should be able to get without dollar limits. There's no cap. There's no salary cap in NIL. There's no salary cap there.
But I'm saying if you sign on a dotted line, they need to know if you're staying a year or if you're staying 2 years.
Well,
you cannot re-enter the transfer portal after the first year.
Do a contract. Some schools are going to that. Go to a contract. Because again, if you have a great year, then you go back to the table and say, look, I'm looking to put myself into the portal unless y'all up this ante $500,000.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Go to 1 year to year
quarterback from Tennessee. Quarterback from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Quarterback from Tennessee.
He played himself though. Yeah, Nico got less money going to UCLA.
Yeah. So, and I blame his daddy for that. And I blame his daddy for that. His daddy should have stayed out of it.
Is his dad his agent?
He has a lot of influence. Our parents, if they're good parents, they're going to have a lot of influence on us. Just like Flonay. Her mother's out there making videos, talking crazy about South Carolina. She done beat them and that and everything. I'm like, why don't you stop living through your child and let your child live, Quit going on here, going at people, She's a great ball player, but you're making her look bad, just like John Morant's dad makes him look bad. So, yeah. Well,
John Morant makes himself look bad. Let's be real here. He makes himself look bad. His father doesn't need to help him in that area at all. He does a good enough job all by himself.
Well, yeah. That's kind of like how you make vegetarians and pescatarians look bad because you still eat meat,
This is biased with a little attack on Kate. Is that what we're doing today?
No, it's biased with truth. I'm just telling the truth. I know what you eat. That's all. That's true. So, yeah. But let's go.
Let's get back on track, right? So talking about NIL, right? Give me your proposal to an NIL piece when you're talking about a player out there in high school going to a college. Are you proposing a 1-year deal, a 2-year deal?
It depends. It depends on the player because there's a lot of freshmen that are going to be one and done. So you're going to have to sign them to a 1-year deal, but they're going to have to uphold their side of the bargain. They're going to have to listen to the coach. But there's some players that are probably going to need I know you don't think they're going to listen to the coach, but if you're a good coach, they will listen to you. Okay. They will listen to you.
You think Bill Self's a good coach? You think Bill Self's a good coach? National titles, great coach? He ain't being listened to, Reggie.
The other players are listening to it, but
you know why? Because they don't have the leverage that Peterson has. That's what I'm saying. True. It's about your leverage. If you've got the leverage, it's just like if I go into negotiation with my leadership, and when annual reviews come up, if I've got the leverage to say, hey, I need more than this, or I'm walking, either A, they're going to say, we're going to pony up, or we'll say, okay, go ahead and talk and see what happens. It's about your leverage.
You know what? There comes a time where you got to have your moral values over money. Money is the root of all evil. That's why I don't have none. That's why I'm such a good guy. But money is the root of all evil. You need to You need to decide: is this one and done player? Is he worth the headache that he's putting? Is he worth disembobulating the team? And yes, I use a big word. The team.
Just don't try to
like get
spell
special privilege. Whatever. I got AI. I do my sentence structures on AI. You should use it sometime. But there's gonna have to be some one and done. I would still recruit one and done players in basketball, but we're gonna have to come to agreement, and I'm gonna have to interview them. I'm not just gonna sign you on a dotted line because you top 3 player in the United States or world or whatever. We're gonna have some kind of agreement, and we're just gonna have to be some kind of understanding. Because that's the type of man I am, and I think Chef should be. I know players get special treatment. Look at James. You know, he's got special treatment.
It's got to be in writing, though, man. You can't just have some understanding. It doesn't work that way. Understanding don't work. It's got to be in writing. So with that said, I'm giving you a chance. I say, give me a contract, and it can't be, well, this player should get this length of a contract and this player. No, now you're talking about collective bargaining. I'm telling you, down this path that we're going, don't be surprised in the next 5 to 10 years you see some type of a union organization within college sports.
You can't do it. It wouldn't make sense, but you can't do it because it's gonna have to be more than just basketball, football. It's gonna be swimming.
I said college sport. I said college sports.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
That'll be giving them too
also,
much
guess
time.
what? 5 years ago, they said there's no players wouldn't be paid either.
Yeah, I'm union. I'm UAW. I support unions, but I don't know how you would organize this college athletes under unions, because then you're going to take union dues, and every college athlete is not getting paid. So do they get to join the union for free? I mean, what?
Listen, we're talking about down the road, but I'm telling you, don't be surprised as these things start being talked about, because we didn't think players would get $3, $4, $5 million a year. They're getting it, Reggie.
Everybody's not getting that.
I was yelled at, said, "You're crazy. They'll never be paid above the table." Now it's out there for everybody.
Yeah, that's why Nick Saban quit, because he was buying everybody Camaros and paying everybody. Now everybody can pay, so that's why he said, "I'm gonna quit because I ain't the only one." That's another story. He keeps telling me to stay on track, but his bitter and bias just continues to go towards greatness because he's a Purdue fan, and I can understand Reggie talking about other teams and schools because he loves Purdue. I can understand that. I love Indiana colleges. I love IU. I love Purdue. I love Ball State. I love Vincennes. I love Butler. I love Indiana U. I love IUPUI. I love Indiana schools. I just pick on IU basketball because of you.
You realize it doesn't bother
you and your hate for Purdue.
It doesn't, because again, I get where you're coming from, but it doesn't move me.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. We're talking NIL. IU just hired Ryan Carr away from the Pacers. He's been with the Pacers. He's been senior vice president of the Pacers for the last 23 years. He's been responsible for the Pacers making a lot of the moves that they're made and a lot of players that they're bringing in. Ryan Carr is going to report directly to the basketball coach, and he is going to make a lot of personnel decisions, probably with the coach and who they want to bring in, and then the salaries of what they bring in. What you're seeing now is a lot of colleges are bringing in people like Ryan Carr. They're calling them general managers of the basketball, or maybe general managers of the football. And I think you need somebody like that so you can manage the money and you can come with contracts that you like, contracts. And I think one and done players need to be on a contract also.
So what if I'm a player? How do you tell me I could be on a contract if you think I'm one and done? If there's got to be some type of dynamic to determine if you're one and done or not. What if you say, well, if you're probably one and done, so you got to do a contract. You're not, so you don't. You can't. Come on, are you serious?
People, do that? You don't know what other people's contracts say. You're saying every contract's going to be the same. Contracts are going to be different.
I didn't say that.
What they say at work.
Under a contract.
Never talk about how much money you're getting paid if you're not in a union workshop. Never talk religion. They always say that.
You know how unrealistic that is as well, too, right? What you just said.
Well, people you know how unrealistic that is. I mean, people are going to lie, and you are in the management side. You do tend to lie. So I'm just saying that was the truth. That wasn't a bias.
So with that said, give me your take on your top 4 teams right now in college basketball.
I'm not ready to do that yet. You always try to lock me in, and
No,
I'm not
I'm
going to do
not.
that.
Listen, I'm not going to pigeonhole you. This is February 25th. We've got
But
a month to go.
There's been a lot of upsets, man. There's been a
No.
lot of good basketball playing. I just think that
And BYU
Miami of
upset Iowa
Ohio,
State last week. That's what they played them.
BYU has dropped to me because they just can't. They have a hard time winning the big game.
But they just won a big game, goof. They just beat Iowa State, who was number 4 in the country.
Yeah, but what about the other big games they lost? To Kansas. And
everybody's losing, Reggie. Everybody's
yes, I know.
So you got to pick.
But BYU to me has lost a lot of the big games. They're not in my top 4. I'll throw Houston in there. I'll throw Michigan in there. I'll throw Duke in there. I'll throw Iowa. Is that Iowa State? I'll throw Iowa State in there.
Well, Houston. You got Houston's in second place in the Big 12. Arizona's still number 1 in the Big 12. Arizona, Houston, and Iowa State and Kansas. Then Texas Tech.
Yeah.
BYU 20-8.
Big 12's putting on a show this year. Now, are they putting on a show because of NIL dollars, or are they putting on a show because they've recruited good?
Listen, man, everybody's got NIL dollars. So the Big 12 money is no bigger than the SEC or the Big 10. You got to get the right players. Just because you spend that money, right on, Pim, exactly. Duke, Zona, Michigan, and Houston. I would probably maybe look potentially, depending on matchups, I would potentially look at an Iowa State. I definitely like Michigan, 100% like Michigan. But also, don't count out Florida, Pimp. I know you're a Florida guy too. Don't count out Florida. Those 2 big men they got can ball.
Man, you always throwing on teams that are people who contribute to our show like. Pimp likes Florida, so you go along with them. Dollar Bill like Arkansas, so you go along with them.
You haven't seen Florida play?
I've seen Florida play. They're playing pretty good ball. Yeah, but like I said, March Madness is going to be crazy this year. There's going to be upsets. It's not going to be just the big schools with the one and done. People are going to go all the way. There's going to be upsets. Pimp, we're going to do a bracket. I'm going to put it together. I don't know if it's going to be on ESPN. So I'm letting them know.
But listen.
Every year there's not upset. Every year there's not upsets. But this is going to be the year of upsets. I'm telling you. I'm telling you what I know.
So since you know it, give me your top 4.
I can agree with Pimp said. Duke, Zona, Michigan, and Houston.
How you gonna piggyback on what he said? This is your show.
I said Duke earlier.
You think I'm a clip this?
Michigan.
What you think?
I said Arizona to Houston. No. You are going to clip it.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. I can agree with him, but at any moment,
the viewers don't want to hear you agreeing with everybody. Give us this is your show. You gotta have your take.
Hey man, truthfully,
how you gonna piggyback on somebody else's take?
It's hard for me right now to pick 1 through 10. It's even harder for me to pick 1 through 5 right now. But the closer it comes to the tournament, the closer I start analyzing schedules.
Give me teams you like. Can you at least do that?
Yeah, I can give you teams I like that I don't like that are actually playing well.
I'm talking about.
I don't like. Well, I'm just letting you know my biased side. It's gonna be a biased, truthful side. I don't like Duke. I don't like Duke, but they're in there. I don't like Arizona, but they're in there. I don't like Michigan, but they're in there.
3.
Houston, I can deal with because of Akeem Olajuwon, Dream, and all that.
Even though that was 40 years ago, you okay with that?
Yeah. Man, it was a great team, man. So yeah. It was a great team. The 5th team could be anybody. It could be anybody.
What about Purdue?
I'm not gonna put Purdue in my top 5. I'll put them in my
top 10. Your top 10?
13. Well, let's see how they play against Michigan State. Because you want to hate against Michigan. You jinxed them the other day. You made me make a bet, and you hated on me. Just for that, I'm going to look up the line. I'm going to take Purdue again. Let me look up the line since you already hating, because I love when you got to eat crow.
I just asked a question. When you got to
eat crow.
What's wrong with asking a question? This is a show that people love to watch and just go back and forth. They want to hear your listen. People said to me, man, we love Reggie's takes. We love his takes. He should give us more takes.
You're just a hater. I can't give you a take right now. Because I'm not sure which way I want to go.
You got to put yourself out there on the air.
No, I don't. I'm not Stephen A. I don't have to cheer for the Knicks and all that all the time.
I didn't say that.
I can wait. I can wait. Take. Season, I got time.
Viewers are waiting for your take.
You know, well, they'll wait. They can wait another couple of weeks. They can wait another couple of weeks. I told you my top 4. Is that not good enough? Who's your top 4?
I agree with you, Reggie.
Who's your top 4?
No, I tell you, I don't
who's
agree
your
with
top
you.
4?
I got Arizona, Florida, Duke, and Michigan. Those are my teams.
I do not see how you putting Florida in there. That's just like saying Detroit's going to win it all. And we weren't going to talk about the NBA, but we're going to talk about the Cavs too a little bit. We're going to talk about James.
Let's go ahead and pivot. Hey, this is your world. I'm just here standing in. So let's talk NBA. What do you want to talk about?
I did not think Harden was going to make that big of a difference for Cleveland. But him and Spider are playing together excellently. I just did not think Harden, and I think he's going to be able to keep it up during the playoffs. I don't think he's going to drop off during the playoffs this time. I think he's going to be. I almost want to say I told you Boston coming out the East, and I was wrong about that. They've let me down.
Well, hold on. The season's not over yet. How are you saying you're wrong?
Boston ain't coming out the East. It's going to be Cleveland, and you saying Detroit, but it's going to be Cleveland.
No, I'm not saying Detroit. I'm assuring
you. Said Detroit.
I'm assuring
I can show you where I can go back and put a clip together.
Listen. I'm assuring you that it's going to be Detroit. I didn't say
Let's bet $1 on that.
We
already bet $1 on that.
We already bet $1 on it already. Okay, you want to double or nothing?
$2.
All right, $2 bet. But with that said, you got to understand, man. I'm not going to waffle. I'm not going to flip flop. I'm gonna stand on what I say. I'm standing on business.
You flip flop and you make people troll. You say you don't troll, but you troll. And you are biased. You'll get Alabama. You'll get Hurl. You get all those guys to troll for you. You are a troll.
I don't no, listen. I bring up valid points. I no longer troll because we've got a platform. We got people. They got to respect what we're talking about. So I can't go over out there trolling and cutting up like that.
Oh, you troll. You troll.
I take the high road for you.
You get people to troll for you.
No, I would never get anybody to troll for me. No one's ever trolled for me ever.
Oh yeah, they troll for you.
But with that said, so you're telling me that you had Boston, now you flip to Cleveland. I'm gonna give you a chance. What about New York? I'm gonna give you New York too.
New York. Did you see what Cleveland did to them last night? Did you see what Cleveland did to them last night?
Teams get blown out. It happens.
Yes. It happens. Cleveland is the team to beat in the East. Clip that. Okay. Cleveland's the team to beat in the East.
And you're telling me also, don't forget, you also said James Harden will not fail in a big game this year in the playoffs.
I mean,
I'm just going by what you said.
It's the best of 7 series. He may have a one-off game, but he will make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and they will come out. I don't think they have to worry about Detroit. I like Cunningham. I like how Cunningham's playing. I just cannot pick Detroit because of 3 reasons. And you know them. I said this last show. The Malice in the Palace, Ben Wallace, and Scott Nichols. Those are the 3 reasons why I cannot cheer for Detroit.
You know what? This show is so...
And that's bias. That's a bias, yes.
It's so properly named.
Yes, that's a bias.
That is so biased.
Yes, very.
That got me laughing.
Yes,
the reason why not Detroit, Ben Wallace, who's been retired for 25 years, Scott Nichols, who's our guy, and what was the other one?
The Malice in the Palace. That was Pacers. That's Pacers championship year. Some things you never forget, just like Reggie Jackson. Some things you never forget. You never forget. But I done bought that up the last 3 shows. I'm not bringing it up again. I just think how Cleveland is playing.
You would have bet $1?
No, I ain't betting $1. I've watched Cleveland the last couple of games, man, and I don't think James has really had any practice time with the team. They're just going off, instinct, him and Spider, and they're not worried about sharing the ball. What Harding is passing the ball like he was when he was at Houston, man. Cleveland looks damn good, man. And I know you think Detroit for me is too cocky. They're too arrogant. This is Detroit.
They ain't got nothing to be arrogant about. Calm that down. Listen,
whatever.
Detroit persons were the laughing stock of the NBA for 4 years straight. They got nothing to be cocky about. But here's the deal. They built the right way. Drafting players. Good thing they got rid of Jaden Ivey because he was definitely dead weight, which is got rid of him. And now they got a team. I got 10 guys that they play.
Mm-hmm.
They got 10 guys they play. And I'm telling you, they built the right way. They earned it. Everybody was laughing at when they lost 28 in a row. Back when I used to troll, it was an everyday occurrence saying something about how horrible the city of Detroit and the Pistons were.
Oh.
But now no one's laughing now.
So
yeah, they got beat by San Antonio the other night, and that's fine. But everybody's going to lose in the regular season.
What did I tell you about San Antonio? I said San Antonio, Boston in the finals, but I'm saying San Antonio and Cleveland in the finals now. Wemby is just Wemby. Wemby is just Wemby. And Castle.
Please tell me you've kept your prediction. You're still saying San Antonio is going to win it all, though, right?
I'm saying San Antonio and Cleveland in the finals.
So one of those teams got to win. Who do you think is going to win?
I'm not going to say anything. You're not going to clip me and lock me into anything right now. It's too early. There's still over 30 games left. You're not going to lock me into some prediction.
Well, no, they got less than 30 games. But here's the thing. The deal is this. My future bet is on San Antonio. And I told you, I've got a nice little piece there. And we might have to take the show to Cancun and do a live show in Cancun if San Antonio wins the title. I'm just saying.
Hey man, I almost hit on a UFC fight the other day for over $10,000. I picked the fight to end within the last 10 seconds.
Hey, you know the IRS is listening.
Hey. This is on DraftKings. This ain't through a bookie. This is through DraftKings, so I'll pay my taxes. But I parlayed 2 fights, and then I picked 2 fights individually, the same fights. So one of the fights missed. But I bet a $5 bet, and I think I won like $390 off a $5 bet. The other fight had a hit about $10,000. Yeah, the only money I'm paying you is the $32 that I owe you for Corey's hoodie. That's the only money that I'm gonna pay you.
It's 35 because it's shipping too. Don't try to short me.
Well, you're on the Game Time Network too, so you need to incur a little bit of cost, and $3 is not gonna break you. So you're gonna get $32 from me. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. And look,
I'm not gonna.
I don't appreciate your hate because look, we're coming close to 40 minutes. I know we're about to get it. I don't appreciate your hate on my hole in one. I don't appreciate that hate that you show towards me.
Listen, man. I'm not hating on your hole in one, but you're hating on mine. I'm down in Orlando 2 weeks ago, and I get me a hole in one. You're saying it's fake. How you gonna say this?
You don't even own golf clubs.
I can't afford them. Know what a golf club. I get them from the golf course. They rent them to me.
Your picture was AI. For one thing, you didn't have a chicken bone and a beer in your hand, so it was AI. It was AI. So don't hate. That's my second hole in one ever.
Is there video? Is there video?
No, there's not a video.
I'm sorry. I gotta believe it if I see it.
I got witnesses. I have witnesses.
Get you somebody on the show next week to confirm that you did intend to. It was a par 3, right? Was it a par 3? If I remember right.
Par 3s, most time you get hole in ones. Yes, you don't even understand. No, you can't get a hole in one on a par 4 most of the time. Because most times people don't hit the ball for 300 yards. It's a par 3. Yes, it was a hole in one. Yes, you're right.
How far out? How far out?
172 yards.
That's
172 yards. That's a long way.
Mine was 219.
Cot, you can't hit a ball 50 yards. So we're not going to get in this discussion.
Listen, you're the one being biased here. You're saying my picture was AI and yours wasn't.
No, my picture wasn't AI.
Matter of fact, one of our buddies reached out to me on the side. I won't say his name, but he said to me, "Don't believe it, Cot, because I've seen this before with him." I'm just saying.
Look, L.A. Stroh saw my first hole in one. Martez, Twan, and Mike Sims saw my second hole in one. Now, I had my first one about 7 years ago. It wasn't 172 yards. It was probably more like 120. And that was at Saddlebrook.
Oh, yeah, putt?
No, 120 yards. I know you don't understand golf, so we're just going to leave that at that. We're going to leave it at that. But I think we've had a good show today.
No. You said you promised you're gonna hit on the not just the NBA, but you were gonna talk about the tanking.
James and Luka. Yes. Well, let's hit on James and Luka first, and then we'll go to tanking.
Okay.
Luka, I couldn't believe Luka passed the ball to James. Looked like they got a little, James saying it's not his team. He said AD is AD's team back in the day. Now I guess he's saying it's Luka's team. James, you the oldest vet in the room. You should be ready to take that shot. I don't care if you are off balance. Luka thought you was a little bit closer. You should have took that shot. Don't get up there and cry on the mic about I thought Luka this and Luka's over there crying. He flops all the time too. I was just happy to see the Lakers lose. I was just happy for all the Lakers fans to start crying. I was just happy for all the James fans to start crying. The Lakers
That's
not going nowhere.
Feel, huh?
Hey, don't tell Isaiah I said it, but the Lakers ain't going nowhere. They'll be lucky to make it out of the playing game. They'll be lucky to make it out of the playing game. Tell Isaiah I said that. Yeah.
So what you're telling me is last night, the great LeBron James misses a game-winning shot, and you're going to go laugh at him. You know how many game-winning shots he's hit over this illustrious career? And you're gonna shame this man?
You're only as good as your last shot. And what was his last shot? A missed 3 for an L. Now, I said it. What? Yeah, that's a bias. Yeah, I don't like him on the basketball court. I like him off the basketball court. That's the truth. But on the court, I don't like him. You don't like him on the court for the things that he's did to our Pacers in the past.
I'm just asking a question, man. I'm just asking a fair, innocent question. That's all I'm saying. So what you're telling me is that Luka choked, passed the ball to LeBron, and he put Brown in a bad position, a real bad position to hit a shot that he wasn't ready for. How's that LeBron's fault?
It's man.
Come on, man. We gotta be fair to LeBron James, man.
If you're the GOAT that people say you are, I don't know if I've ever heard him say he's the GOAT, but the GOAT that Alabama and Jason and Scott and all them say that you are, if you're the GOAT, you should always be ready to shoot the ball. I get tired of people talking about, see how you got me trolling for you? You got me trolling.
No, I'm just asking a question.
See, you're trying to play the Jedi mind trick on me, and it's not working. But I'm going to do this on my own.
Question? I'm just asking a question. Well,
you already knew my bias was going to let me go off.
Because
you already knew my bias.
I don't believe that James should have got the ball. I think Luka should have took the shot. He put LeBron in a bad spot.
He was wide open. He should have took the shot. He shoots from there all the time. He should have.
Right.
But he didn't shoot the ball. James missed the shot. The Lakers lose the game. Stop crying. Go on to the next game. I don't want to hear all that mess. You lost. It is what it is. It is what it is. I said it. Yeah.
So
now you have
now with that.
So Rick Carlisle said that the NBA would not interview with the doctors the Pacers had, and they wouldn't talk to the players. The Pacers at the time were 30 games behind, first place. They were like, you didn't consider giving the player. I think the player was Aaron Nesmith. Aaron Nesmith.
Wasn't it?
It was one of those two. They said you didn't consider giving them a shot. Why would you give a player a shot if you're not battling for first or second place? Why would you give a player a shot? Why do that? Let the player sit down and rest. But I've read an article today. The NBA came back and said that's not true. They said their doctors talked to the Pacers doctors. Doctors disagree on ways of treatment all the time. I just feel like
you get a second opinion, a third opinion, a fourth opinion.
Exactly. I just don't agree with the NBA on this. I think gambling, DraftKings and MGM and all these.
That's the issue.
Exactly.
That's the issue. We can play tag around it all we want, but the issue is the gambling angle, because they got to set those lines. If guys are playing, the guys say he's healthy or questionable. Then all of a sudden he's questionable, healthy, then questionable, then not playing.
Exactly.
And if catches that, boom, guess what? You're on it.
I agree.
See, look at that. It took us 44 minutes to agree on something.
I hate when I agree with you.
Well, you should agree with me more because I'm more right than you are.
No, you're wrong majority of the time. You're wrong. You're wrong.
I'm just trying to help you out. So to wrap this up, what you're telling me is San Antonio is going to win it all. You got Duke.
I didn't say that. I said San Antonio and Cleveland in the finals. I didn't say who's going to win it all.
Right, but one of them have to win, though, Reggie. You realize?
I'm not going to pick a winner yet.
Then you've got Duke, Michigan. You got Arizona, and who was the other? Houston? Is what you said?
Yes, Houston. Mm-hmm.
We'll clip that. And don't worry, we'll just make sure that it's fair. You can pivot a little bit. We've got a month to go, so things can change.
Things will change. I'm almost positive on it. I can't wait to do this with March Madness when we do this bracketology, and I just embarrass you, Reef, and JB, and whoever else wants to get in, because y'all just think y'all know more basketball than the King of Trolls.
I'm just
really don't
ask questions. I'm just asking questions because I support you, and I want to give you the platform. Because you're a prognosticator, right? Man, you hit them. So I just want to make sure everybody hears what you're saying, so they can say we're gonna follow Reggie Seisman. That guy knows what the heck he's talking about.
I'm gonna tell you this. Watch out for Missouri. Missouri's playing pretty good ball. So I'm gonna tell you that also.
Missouri, the football team, the tennis,
basketball team, basketball.
Oh, are you serious?
I know they're on the bubble watch, but I like Missouri. I really do.
Somebody must have told you to say Missouri. They're 19-9, and they're firmly in the bubble.
Nobody told me to say anything. I just hate that IU may not even be in the bubble. They may be the first out. I just hate that because I like all Indiana teams.
Listen, they can get all the general managers they want. They need an influx of talent. Okay, we can play tag all we want.
Bodies. They need big bodies. They got shooters.
Talented.
They didn't have any big bodies. They didn't have any big. There's no way in hell they should have lost to Northwestern the other day after you had a lead. There's no way that IU, Indiana basketball, should lose to Northwestern. That's their 6th straight time losing to Northwestern. They probably lost because you put the jinx on them. That's probably why they lost.
How do I put a jinx on them? Because I like them more than I like Purdue?
You did something. I don't know
what if Indiana goes to Kurt Signetti, said, listen, we'll fire the basketball coach now. We'll pay you $20 million a year. We need you to coordinate basketball and football.
Man, just shut up. That's dumb.
No, what do you think? Hey, listen, all you got to do is Google him.
I'm sure Kirk don't know anything about basketball but pick and roll.
I'm glad you said that. Just like the coach at IU has, he don't know nothing about basketball either. They have the wrong guy coaching, and it doesn't matter who the GM is.
Who did you want him? I think he just needs more time. He came into the season a little late. He was a late hire, so he had to scramble to get players in on NIL deals. Who do you think IU should have hired?
They were ahead of Northwestern last night, and we can blame the players and blame the players and blame players. Sometimes there's that opportunity to coach better. Put guys in the right position to be successful. I've seen Indiana play probably 15 games this year, and their most impressive game was at Bloomington when they beat Purdue. That's their most impressive win this year.
I agree. I was very impressed. But they beat somebody else too that was good too. I forget who it was.
I'm sure they have. They won a couple of games. But the thing is, though, man, Indiana hasn't had a difference-making coach. Unfortunately, Kelvin Sampson was a guy. But he put himself in a bad spot and got let go because he was doing shady stuff.
Texting too much.
Well, I think it was more than texting. Listen, Eric Gordon doesn't commit to Illinois, and then at the 11th hour, all of a sudden, is at Indiana. That's texting, bro. That's okay. That's money.
Okay.
So, with that said, what else did you want to hear before we do get out of here, though?
I think we didn't hit everything, man. I'm gonna come up with a game plan. I'll come up with a day that I want to do the next show. If you're not available, I guess I have to do it by myself. But we'll come up with a game plan and we'll get together. And I just want to thank everybody that's showed us support by liking and subscribing. I want to thank everybody for liking the Game Time Network. I want to thank everybody for liking all the shows on the Game Time Network, from Isaiah's show to your show to Ramon's show. We really appreciate y'all, and we're going to grow this thing. So, Cop, next time you're at Bixby's, make sure you eat a double cheeseburger with bacon on it, because I know you probably already have.
Yeah, so hey, they do have an Impossible Burger that's pretty good, but I'm not messing with the meat, the red meat. So Impossible Burger is pretty good, though. I gotta admit that.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Thanks everybody for watching the show. You've been watching Bias with a Little Truth with my boy Reggie, King of the Trolls.
I'm out. Peace.
Y'all be safe. Take care, everybody.